How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at True Detective Night Country. This is season 4 of the show, and I really do like that they gave it its own unique name. It's an anthology show, it makes sense. Maybe they'll go back and retroactively give names to all the other seasons. But anyway, this came out in 2024 on Max. The show was created by Nick Pizzolatto and Issa Lopez, and this time around we star Jodie Foster. Yeah, you want someone with experience doing detective stuff, get the lady from The Silence of the Lambs. Really cool to see her in this. We also have Reis and Finn Bennett. And I think a lot of people know the history of True Detective. Season 1, a grade A Gold Star classic. Season 2 almost killed the show. After several years, we tried again with Season 3, saw that it was still viable, and now with them, pushing Max, I'm really hoping we get more seasons of this show faster, because Night Country turned out pretty well. I think it's easily the best of the sequel seasons. Not quite as good as the first, obviously, but it really did have a lot going for it. Being in Alaska during that whole weeks and weeks of night gave the show a really good atmosphere with this dark, oppressive nighttime and super just cold, snow everywhere. It was a really cool place to visit. We also got those dark and flawed characters having to claw away and really just earn any clues that they got, and balancing their work with unique personal dramas that each of them had. And of course, actually with this season, the return of a supernatural element, which I thought was really cool. The references to Robert W. Chambers' King in Yellow in the first season were really fun for me, and I was kind of upset that 2 and 3 didn't play into the supernatural more. But here, characters will get ghost visions, they'll see a mysterious polar bear as a guiding force, there'll be a spiral symbol, maybe it's the mark of some sort of cult, and also a mysterious female spirit is below the ice, waking up. It's cool stuff. Obviously, they play it kind of low-key, and a lot of stuff can be explained away, but it's just such a nice bit of flavor to have that supernatural element right below the surface. The plot for this season, I won't do any significant spoilers, but I do want to talk about what the show's about. No major spoilers, but who do we have? What's going on? We open up with these scientists. They're working in a lab, a really cool big set, a little bit unnerving, trying to build your home and do work just way far away from everything. But there's a bunch of scientists living here when one of them yells and says something about how she's back, and then we cut to the lab and it's all empty, and they don't know where these scientists are, and they find them all naked, frozen in the ice, screaming in terror. And right off the bat, this setup is such nice, classic true crime. I cannot tell you how many stories you've heard that are kind of like this. We don't know why they did that. They all died mysteriously one night, and we have no clue what happened. It's really good true crime setup, but also leads to a really macabre thing that happens in the series. They have to de-thaw these scientists slowly so they don't mess up any evidence. So the whole season, you have this big ice ball of scientists slowly melting, and it's a really good, interesting prop that changes states several times because they melt. It's a beautiful macabre centerpiece, I'll say that. But of course, the detectives, what's the show about? It's True Detective. We obviously have Jodie Foster as the lead, and she's a really gruff character that, again, has to kind of fight everything to solve this case. You know, you get the sense that a lot of people want to brush this off, want to push it under the rug, want to throw in an explanation and call the day done. And you think that maybe the town's big business and maybe people within the police itself don't want her to really look at it. But she's willing to fight. She's willing to drive out in the middle of nowhere and risk her life to try to get any little clue she can. And her viewpoint actually is really well represented with the way she treats her deputy character. You get this guy, he's a nice younger guy, he's got a wife and he's got his first kid, and he's probably one of the best characters on the show, but you see how she's constantly pushing into him. The show takes place around like Christmas and New Year's, but, you know, Jodie Foster doesn't care and she'll pull him into the mystery. You can't go home right now. You have to go over here and question this person. And she'll always be telling him how to solve a mystery is about asking the right questions. Don't think, you know, the obvious thing. The question you should be asking is, why would this happen? And you get to see her kind of taking this guy and kind of making him into her, but will he go down that path? Will he, you know, become gruffer and darker? And you don't know. But also, you have Navarro, Callie Reis's character, and she is a state trooper, and her and Jodie Foster used to work together, but then they had a falling out, and you don't know exactly what happened. The two of them were involved in a crime, and one of them did something super illegal, but it doesn't show you who, and it makes you wait on that for quite a while, which I really do like. But they've had a falling out, and she's come back because at the scientist abandoned base, they found a tongue that belongs to a cold case. It's a native Alaskan, and she's a native Alaskan too, and the murder of this lady was something that really bugged her when they never solved it, so good luck keeping her away from this now. So you get that sort of trio of characters, Jodie Foster, her deputy, and Navarro, and they're working, and like I said, everything is mounting against them, and they're having to question people, and a lot of them really don't want to talk, and driving out to some guy in a shack in the middle of nowhere and trying to get answers from him. You know, every clue you do have to fight for, but each of them do have their own personal life struggles. You know, Jodie Foster has a stepdaughter, and I believe her husband passed away, so it's kind of a tenuous relationship with the stepdaughter, and she starts to get involved with activists that start to go beyond the line a few times. Navarro has a younger sister, and she's dealing with mental health issues, and obviously the deputy has his family he's constantly being pulled away from. So I do like each one of them has their own element, their own other attachments that they might have to sacrifice in order to focus on the case. So it's not a clean-cut thing there. And just all that, you know, every time you go out into the night, you see the beautiful cinematography, maybe you get a supernatural vision, or maybe you're sacrificing something you love. It is all super heavy and super grungy, and you can really see how it takes a toll on everybody. Overall, it's a really cool show, and again, it does lead to a super fun finale, and being only 6 episodes, they keep everything really tight, so I did like that as well. Overall, Season 4 is a good season. I'm hoping we'll get another one next year. I'm hoping they'll keep the quality up. Hopefully, we don't get any Vince Vaughns or anything. But anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my TV shows playlist where I've covered a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, Have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.